Cheyenne is the capital and the most populous city of the United States of Wyoming. The population was about 65,000 in 2025, while the Cheyenne metropolitan area, encompassing all the Laramie County, has an estimated 102,000 residents. Cheyenne is situated on Crow Creek and Dry Creek. It is the Laramie County. Cheyenne was established within the Dakota Territory in 1867 as a junction along the Union Pacific Railroad. Local residents named the town for the Cheyenne people. Its economy is anchored by the government services, transportation, and military operations. Notably, Francis E. Warren Air Force Base, with emerging growth in data centers and renewable energies. Cheyenne hosts control institutions such as the Wyoming State Museum and the Cheyenne Frontier Days, Old West Museum, and is known for the annual Cheyenne Frontier Days, a long-standing rodeo and control event. Cheyenne is the northern terminus of the extensive Southern Rocky Mountains fronts. At a celebration on July 4, 1867, Greenville M. Dodge of the Union Pacific Railroad announced the selection of the town site for its mountain region headquarters adjacent to the bridge. The railroad planned to build across Crow Creek in the territory of Dakota. At the same celebration, Major General Christopher C. Auger announced the selection of a site 3 miles, about 5 kilometers west of Crow Creek crossing, for a U.S. Army fort to protect the railroad. The Union Pacific Railroad platted its Crow Creek crossing town site on July 5, 1867. Residents named the town Cheyenne for the Cheyenne Native American people. On August 8, 1867, the town of Cheyenne, Dakota Territory was incorporated, and on August 10, 1867, H.M. Hook was elected as Cheyenne's first mayor. The tracks of the Union Pacific Railroad reached Cheyenne on November 13, 1867, and the first train arrived the following days. Cheyenne grew so quickly, it gained the nickname of Magic City of the Plains. On September 8, 1867, the United States Army established Fort D.A. Russell in honor of Brigadier General David Allen Russell. Initially a cavalry encampment, construction of the fort began the following months. The fort was renamed Fort Francis E. Warren in 1930s in honor of the first governor of the state of Wyoming, Francis E. Warren. The fort was transferred to the new United States Air Force and was renamed Francis E. Warren Air Force Base in October 1949. On July 25, 1868, the United States organized the Territory of Wyoming. Territorial Governor John Allen Campbell arrived in Cheyenne on May 7, 1869, and named Cheyenne the temporary territorial capital. Cheyenne has remained the only capital of Wyoming. On December 10, 1869, the first session of the Wyoming Territorial Legislature met in Cheyenne. That day, the legislature passed, and Territorial Governor Campbell signed an act to reincorporate the town of Cheyenne, Wyoming Territory, and an act granting women the right to vote, the first U.S. state or territory to grant suffrage to women. History was made on May 10, 1869 at Promontory Summit, Utah, when Union Pacific engines 119 and the Central Pacific Jupiter met on the track. Union Pacific and CP officials drove golden and silver spikes into rails, thus ceremoniously joining the East and the West at last. By May 15, 1869, 5 days after joining the rail in the Utah desert, the nation's first transcontinental railroad announced the beginning of the regular passenger service. In 1849, it took 166 days to go from coast to coast by wagon train. With the new transcontinental railroad, the journey took only 10 days. Completion of the transcontinental railroad began a new era in American history, one of the rapid settlement and the development of agriculture, mining, and industry in the West. At 20 sections of the land for every mile of track laid, the Union Pacific with 1,086 miles has been given nearly 22,000 sections or approximately 14 million acres of land. Land was important in the development and growth of the Cheyenne and surrounding areas, as la cattle barons were to come to this area seeking their fortune. They would build a modern city on the plains, where only clapboard railroad town had stood just a few years before. Many local ranchers and large cattle companies would acquire their own land grants by buying out the smallest settlers. The railroad also profited from the long Texas cattle drives, which brought the cattle up through Colorado to be loaded on trains in Wyoming for shipments back east to slaughterhouses houses and final distribution. The Union Pacific Main Line would grow and prosper in Cheyenne, Wyoming. The first steam power locomotives reached Cheyenne on November 14, 1867. By 1868, the community posted 3,000 to 4,000 residents, plus businesses, schools, churches, and newspapers. The city's phenomenal growth produced its nickname, the Magic City of the Plains, as it seemingly developed by magic. Wyoming became a new territory less than 9 months later, when President Andrew Johnson signed the Wyoming Organic Act on July 25, 1868. Cheyenne was its territorial capital. When railroad came to Cheyenne, the Army also came and established Fort D.A. Russell to protect the Union Pacific workers. As the Union Pacific construction crews reached the summit of the Laramie Mountain to the Bill Sherman Station at over 8,000 feet above the sea level. This was the highest point on the entire transcontinental railroad route. Many of Cheyenne's most famous and outstanding historic structures were designed and built by local architects and builders. During the city's early years, structures built by merchants were generally temporary in nature. Canvas tents or simple clapboard-fronted stores were easy to put up and required a minimum amount of wood, which often had to be hauled in by the railroad. In 1867, building materials were in short supply in Cheyenne, so in some cases, buildings were disassembled in other towns such as Denver, Julesburg, and North Platte and hauled by train to Cheyenne, where they were reassembled. During the first few years, Cheyenne grew at such a rate that the construction of temporary structure often continued day and night at times just to keep pace. In addition to serving the Union Pacific Railroad, Cheyenne was also located at the crossroad of several significant trails, which further ensured its permanence beyond its existence as just an end-of-the-track town. More substantial and permanent buildings were constructed as Cheyenne grew in both size and importance, and as the railroad brought people from all parts of the nation with varying cultural background and information about the latest style and fashion. Cheyenne began to offer cultural opportunities with its opera house, fine restaurants, and the world-class hotels. As the railroad opened up the high plains of Wyoming to cattle ranchings, Cheyenne grew both in size and economically. By 1890s, Cheyenne have experienced a boom in construction of public buildings, churches, large retail stores, permanent residences, schools, and major railroad operating facilities. Cheyenne became known as the magic city on the plains because Cheyenne have experienced a number of devastating fires. In early years, the town's growth and rebuilding took a form of bricks and more fire-resistant materials. These structures require the experience and the expertise of qualified builders and the architects. On July 10, 1890s, the territory of Wyoming were admitted to the Union as the state of Wyoming. The Wyoming state capitol was constructed between 1886 and 1890s, with the further improvements being completed in 1917. The Cheyenne Regional Airport was opened in 1920. Initially served as the stop of airmail, it soon developed into the civil military airport, serving DC and various military craft. During World War II, hundreds of B-17s, B-24s, and PBY were outfitted and operated at the airfield. Today, it serves a number of military functions and as a high-altitude test bed for civilian craft. Cheyenne Frontier Days is an outdoor rodeo and western celebration in the United States, held annually since 1897 in Cheyenne, Wyoming. It is the world's largest outdoor rodeo and western celebrations. The event, claimed to be one of the largest of its kind in the world, draws nearly 200,000 annually. Lodging fills up quickly during the peak tourist season throughout southern and eastern Wyoming, into northern Colorado and western Nebraska. Cheyenne Frontier Days, which is held over 10 days centers around the last full week in July, is known as the largest outdoor rodeo and western festival in the world. The events include professional bull riding, calf roping, barrel racing, steer wrestling, team roping, bronze riding, steer roping, bareback riding, and many others. During this week, there are many parades and other events. Additionally, there is a carnival with numerous rides, games, and shops. The festival has been held since 1897.
Richmond this year, one around in San Antonio, one hard in Montana, all north of 88 points. It's on today. Wait for this hand. Finish this thing. Wyoming, where are you at for the Montana man? What a walk in the park for Parker Redding. Look at him, up over his rope. Perfect position with those hips and free arm. Numbers are in. 86 points. One Grand Island, one a short round in Tucson. The Extreme Moves in Whitewater. Oh, Big Daddy. And 12.55 for the strong city Oklahoma Cowboy. And I'm looking to our officials. Numbers. Management bringing us the tight end opening. Also Negative Residential Roofing. They sponsor the Riata Ranch Cowboy Girls that will be here in just a moment.
Now keep your eyes on the track here during the tie-down roping with the showcase. Good for young ladies.
Bryce Harris comes from Canyon, Texas. Hard running calves, northbound in a hurry. Got him at the 50-yard line of the camera pit. Cowboy. There you go. I'm standing. That's good. They'll save you time. Quick hands. And that will go to number 2 at 13.5. 13. Record for Texas high school basketball. That was a national record, actually, with 516 three-pointers in high school. Now the 35-year-old two-time NFR tie-down rover. Into advance. Calves moving on. Now I gotta get him up. Quick hands. He was a second faster than he needed to be. 12 seconds smooth for Trenton Smith.
Out here, trackside and on the center stage. All glory once again here. Hey, at the daddy of them all, Riata Ranch.
Oh, one of my favorite leaderboards. 40 in the world. King Cup from New Star Rodeo.
If you have a chance to visit Cheyenne, Wyoming, don't forget to enjoy Cheyenne Frontier Days. You will be very happy and cheerful.